What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're going to jump in with a quick loot breakdown for this week's reset in Destiny 2. And so starting September 5th, we get the return of Iron Banner, bringing some updated weapons and new reward items. We'll cover some of the things to look out for there, including new cosmetic drops, weapon rolls, and changes to the challenges. But on top of that, the exotic mission rotator this week comes around to Operation Seraph Shield, and so we'll cover the exotic weapon, as well as additional drops of Seraph Weapons, which may be useful for some folks. And so we'll cover some of the drops to look out for this reset. Timestamps are below if you'd like them, and also get subscribed if you want to see more Destiny content. But now, let's get into it. And so first up, this week we do get the return of Iron Banner, and Fortress will be the featured game mode. Let us know what you think about that. On top of that though, we should bear in mind Iron Banner challenges are going to be changing up a little bit this time around. So Bungie said with Pinnacle rewards not being as big of a draw as they once were season over season, we've decided to split the Pinnacle acquisition and reputation multipliers they added back in Season of the Haunted. So for this season, Iron Banner will have two different stacking challenges each day, one for players who just want their reputation multiplier, which does not require using specific seasonal subclasses, and one for players who are going after the Pinnacle rewards, which does require using seasonal subclasses. And so if you're not after Pinnacle drops, the process will be sped up just a bit to enable players to get after the multipliers for reputation. Keep that in mind as you start playing, but in terms of additional drops and items from the Iron Banner this season, it looks like the Iron Truage armor set will continue to be the main featured set, so nothing really new on that front, but there are a couple of cosmetic items we can pick up. And so the season's Iron Banner shader is Dragon's Teeth. This will drop by completing Iron Banner matches and earning rank up packages from Saladin. We can see the rank rewards on screen right there, but also from that reward pool, we'll get the new emblem for Iron Banner, which is the Woodland Warband. So let us know if you'll be going after those. In terms of the rank rewards though, we can see, as always, there are Pinnacle engrams, and then the Guiding Sight and Point of the Stag are featured as rewards there, as is the Pressurized Precision, which is the fusion rifle from last season, and the Swarm of the Raven grenade launcher. Otherwise, an Iron Engram, upgrade modules, and various enhancement materials will be available as rank rewards as always. But the Guiding Sight Scout Rifle right here is now a high impact frame Strand Scout, so that could be interesting. In the first trait slot, it's able to roll in lightened action, where dealing damage improves reload speed and handling, but also it can get Demolitionist, Moving Target, Tunnel Vision, Perpetual Motion, and Gutshot Straight in the first trait slot, with the second trait slot able to roll Hatchling, Adrenaline Junkie, Kill Clip, Encore, Cascade Point, and Precision Instrument, where dealing sustained damage increases precision damage. So some interesting potential rolls there, let us know what you think. There's also Skulking Wolf and Nadir Focus for the origin traits, and Nadir Focus allows sustained fire to increase accuracy and range. And on top of that, there is the Point of the Stag, which is an arc precision frame bow, and for this season, it's able to roll no distractions, Shot Swap, Archer's Tempo, Elemental Capacitor, as well as Pugilist and Slick Draw. Then in the second trait slot, it can get Dragonfly, Vorpal Weapon, Eye of the Storm, Swashbuckler, Precision Instrument, or Golden Tricorn. So some potentially good rolls right there. I really would have enjoyed to get a Volt Shot bow. That could have been pretty cool, but both of these weapons will be available in Iron Banner this week, and let us know in the comment section if you plan to jump in and try and pick any of them up. Moving on though, the other loot-filled activity for this week will be the Operation Seraph Shield mission, and this will be the featured mission inside of the exotic mission rotator. Obviously, Revision 0 is the featured exotic weapon, and this is a kinetic pulse rifle, which maintains the same perks and everything like that it had when it originally launched a couple of seasons back, so if you've already acquired it, there won't be anything new to go after, but it'll remain craftable, and of course it has the Hunter's Trace perk, where the weapon fires special shield-piercing ammunition, and precision hits grant targeting data, with the ability to swap to an alternate scope, loading high damage rounds based on the amount of targeting data acquired, and it's also strong against barrier champions. For the random traits that it can roll, in the first slot for basic traits, you can get Moving Target, Eye of the Storm, Perpetual Motion, Elemental Capacitor, and then Slick Draw or Vorpal Weapon. But on top of that, they have basic origin traits, including the Hake Light Burst Fire, which fires a stable burst of 4 lightweight rounds, and Heavy Burst Fire, which fires a less stable burst of 2 high damage, high range rounds. And then it has 4 catalysts available depending on upgrades, which include the Frenzy refit, and that rewards the Frenzy bonus, but there's also the Under Pressure refit, Outlaw refit, and 4th times the Charm refit. So it's still a pretty good one to go after if you've never picked it up. In terms of the additional weapons that will come from that activity though, we'll be able to get Season of the Seraph Weapons, including things like Fire and Forget, and that's the Stasis Linear Fusion Rifle in an aggressive frame, so it's a 3-round burst linear. And looking at the popular individual traits, the top 3 in the left slot are Field Prep, Rangefinder, and Headstone, although it can also roll Surplus, Perfect Float, Outlaw, and Killing Wind. Then the second trait slot's top 3 bonuses are Chill Clip, Frenzy, and Vorpal Weapon, although it can also get Fragile Focus, High Impact Reserves, Demolitionist, and Harmony. Additionally, there's the Tripwire Canary, and this is an arc lightweight frame bow. Looking at the most popular traits in the first slot, Archer's Tempo, Dragonfly, and Perfect Float are the most popular bonuses, but it can also roll Rapid Hit, Sneak Bow, Shot Swap, and Slick Draw. Then in the second trait slot, Explosive Head, Frenzy, and Opening Shot are the top 3 perks, but it can also roll Successful Warm-Up, Swashbuckler, Under Over, and Harmony. The Disparity Pulse Rifle is a pretty popular one from this activity though, and this is a Stasis Aggressive Burst Pulse, where the top 3 bonuses in the first trait slot are Rapid Hit, Outlaw, and Moving Target, but it can get Eye of the Storm, Heating Up, Pugilist, and No Distractions as well. Then the second trade slot's top 3 are Desperado, Headseeker, and Frenzy, but it can get Headstone, Kill Clip, Swashbuckler, and One for All, so it's a pretty good weapon with quite a few different options. Another really good one is the Path of Least Resistance, and this is an arc adaptive frame trace rifle. As we can see in the first trade slot, Stats for All, Shoot to Loot, and Subsistence are the top 3 most popular perks, but it can get Triple Tap, Adaptive Munitions, Hipfire Grip, and Dynamic Sway Reduction as well. Then in the second trade slot, it can roll Volt Shot, One for All, and Harmony as the top 3 most popular bonuses. We can see Volt Shot by far is the most popular perk there, and it's a really good weapon with that bonus, but it can get Dragonfly, Tap the Trigger, Focused Fury, and Gutshot Straight in the second trade slot as well. There's the Judgment of Kelgarath though, which is an aggressive glaive right here with solar damage. It comes up very often at the vendors like Banshee, but in the first trade slot, the top 3 bonuses include Overflow, Demolitionist, and Pugilist, but it can get Genesis, Immovable Object, Shot Swap, and Tilting at Windmills as well. Then the second trade slot can get Close to Melee, Incandescent, and Surrounded as the top 3 most popular perks, but it can also roll Wellspring, Unstoppable Force, Impulse Amplifier, and Harmony as well. And then we have the Retrofit Escapade, which is a pretty good machine gun here. It's a rapid fire frame void machine gun, with the top 3 bonuses in the first trade slot being 4th times the Charm, Feeding Frenzy, and Zen Moment, but it can also roll Field Prep, Turnabout, Heating Up, and Stats for All. Then for the second trade slot, we can get Target Lock, Frenzy, and Rampage as the top 3 perks, but additionally it can roll Vorpal Weapon, Golden Tricorn, Tap the Trigger, and One for All. So in terms of the Season of the Seraph Weapons, if you're still working on crafting any of them, or just want random chances to get good rolls on them, obviously farming Operation Seraph Shield is going to give plenty of drops of these weapons. Additionally in that loot pool though, are the updated Ikelos Weapons. So these are the 103 versions. And the Ikelos hand cannon, which is a precision frame void hand cannon here, has Subsistence, Rapid Hit, and Triple Tap as the top 3 bonuses in the first trade slot, with Repulsor Brace, Frenzy, and Rampage as the top 3 perks in the second trade slot. So Subsistence Repulsor Brace is pretty awesome, but Rapid Hit's really good as well, and it's got solid damage bonuses like Frenzy and Rampage there. The Ikelos Shotgun is dropping from here as well, and this is a solar rapid fire frame shotgun, where the top 3 perks in the first trade slot are Subsistence, Feeding Frenzy, Threat Detector, and Grave Robber. Then the top 3 in the second slot are Incandescent, 1-2 Punch, and Trench Barrel, although it can also get Vorpal Weapon, Cascade Point, Surrounded, and Swashbuckler in that second slot. There's also the rapid fire frame Ikelos Sniper Rifle with solar damage, and the first trade slot is able to roll 4th times the Charm, Overflow, and No Distractions as the top 3 perks, with Focused Fury, Incandescent, and High Impact Reserves being the top bonuses in the second trade slot. Finally though, for the Ikelos SMG, this is a really good one, Aggressive Frame, Arc SMG right here, and the top 3 perks in the first trade slot are Feeding Frenzy, Threat Detector, and Dynamic Sway Reduction, with the second trade slot able to roll Volt Shot, Rangefinder, or Frenzy as the top 3 perks. And especially Feeding Frenzy Volt Shot is a very good roll, one of the better Volt Shot weapons in the game still to this day, so certainly, if there are any of these weapons you need to craft, or, once again, if you want random rolls of them, it absolutely will be worth farming Operation Seraph Shield this week. In previous weeks, I've made dedicated videos about the exotic mission rotator. I figured today we'd throw the Iron Banner loot in there as well, as these are sort of 2 additional elements returning for the first time in the season. So I hope this quick breakdown has been useful, guys, and if it has, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Also be sure to get subscribed for more Destiny content, and let us know if you plan to dive into any of the activities this week to pick them up. Otherwise though, I appreciate you tuning in, and I will catch you guys very soon.